Friday night hangout. We're here having a brew, shooting the breeze with a great panel tonight here. Almost coast to coast, but let's start in Newfoundland. We got Mike here, Mustang 774. How's it going, Mike?
Good, good. Good to be here.
Excellent. Here in Halifax, we got Krista, bitesizetravel.ca. How's it going?
It's doing all right.
And we got here in the dark side, we got Dan.
The dark side.
Sorry, Dartmouth.
I was going to say, I am this podcast's Kylo Ren.
Emo Kylo Ren.
Speaking of which, have you seen the emo Kylo Ren? Follow my Twitter.
I see the Twitter. Yeah, I've seen the Twitter.
Yeah, it's awesome.
All right, and we got our monthly guest panelists here. We got Andy from Quebec City, Fibrahala, on the who's been commenting the last few hangouts. If you've been checking out the hangouts, so he's joining us tonight. Welcome, Andy.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
What does this mean for our comments then? It's like Mike's here, so not on the. No, Andy's here, so
all of the comments is being just directed.
Just a sec, I'll log in under something else and I'll keep commenting.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm here in Halifax also, so hoping we can get Keith in here. He's having, I think, some connectivity issues again this week. But we're just looking as we're getting ready for the hangout. We just noticed that there's 48,000 people in Nova Scotia without power at the moment.
What?
And, yeah, it seems to be from Antigonish to Cape Breton. Seems to be some big areas with people with no power. So
it's that squirrel again.
Well,
damn squirrel.
Last night,
fried squirrel.
Last night, we came home and there was no power for a couple hours here in our neck of the woods here in Bedford, and luckily, I found all my IKEA candles and tea lights, so I created a nice atmosphere.
Wait a second, they didn't
have all those tea lights with a baby around? I know that.
Wait. If you got those IKEA tea lights, don't they all kind of meld into one giant candle blob if you let them sit in the bag for that long?
No, they all got the little aluminum wrapping or the the cup so that it doesn't melt everywhere. No, Krista, I taught the little one about fire and hot, don't touch, and she was cool with it. I posted a picture on Instagram.
I did see that.
She was enjoying it. A little learning moment. God, anything that we don't have to watch the same episode of Paw Patrol. Okay, if it's fire, do it.
I got a new one to throw at the kitty.
Okay.
It's a Super Y.
Super Y. Oh, wait a minute. Is that the kid with the green mask?
Yeah, they go through books and that, and
get
life lessons.
Yeah, not too crazy. Not too crazy on that one. The one that she likes is Bow on the Go.
Oh, actually, you know what? That's a good one though, to be honest, because that gets kids off their butts and actually do something.
All of this sounds ridiculous.
It does, Krista. I will forward you some links so you can watch.
No,
Yes.
pass.
Don't worry, it's all on Netflix. You don't even have to have TV.
Yeah, it's awesome. CBC Kids YouTube channel. They got the full episodes, so it's awesome.
Yeah, I don't want to do any of those things.
All right, let's do our highly anticipated segment that people are watching. They want to know what we are drinking tonight. Let's start with Andy out here in Quebec City. What are you drinking tonight, sir?
Well, I'm starting off with La Chippy by Archaeologist. Oh, bring it up there. I don't know. Yep, local microbrew.
Ooh,
excellent.
Nice.
And what kind of style is that?
It's an American Pale Ale Red. So yes, this is what we're starting with.
All right, Archibald. Yes, I've had a few Archibald. They're pretty good. Dan, what are you drinking tonight?
Well, there was that little conversation that Lee was having last week about the Sunken Ledge Porter.
Yes.
And I did have that in the fridge ready to go last week, and with all the admonishing that was going on, I thought, I'll hold off. So I'm doing it this week, and I have to agree, it's kind of meh. It's fine. It's serviceable. I find it very uncarbonated. Like it's really flat. I mean, if you look at that right there, there's very little to it.
God, that looks like it's from a cask.
Yeah, it's like drinking chocolate, sort of. So,
That's not a bad thing.
Not that bad.
it's not bad, but if it was chocolate, though.
Krista, what are you drinking tonight?
I'm drinking my very last Sir Catherine IPA from Brasseur de Petiso. I found it in my fridge tonight. I was like, what am I going to drink? I'm like, hey, I have one of those. So
how's it holding up? Because you probably had that for a little while.
yeah, I've had that since late spring. It's holding up very nicely, I must say. It's been in the fridge, so I don't know if that for better or for worse, but it's still incredibly drinkable and it tastes delightful.
Excellent. And Mike, what are you drinking tonight?
I've got the Yellow Belly Wexford Wheat.
Oh, look at that.
Ooh, wheat beers.
I like that packaging.
It's a 750 ml bottle.
Nice.
Holy
Uh,
cow.
And what do you think of it? Is it?
It's nice for a wheat beer. I really do like wheat beers. It's 5%. I'm getting a little bit of banana and clove flavor to it. It's see, this one's cloudy like a wheat beer would be.
That's
It's
nice.
nice.
Yeah.
Where's your wedge of lemon on there? Or, sorry, of orange.
It's just still in the fridge.
Just throw a clementine in with it.
Yeah. Or one of those chocolate oranges.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, that'll work. Okay, I am drinking. I just saw this tonight here. This is the latest from Boxing Rock and Upstreet from PI. This is the Rumble in the Alley. Smash IPA, 6.5%, well, 6.7%. And this is now Smash. For those who don't know what Smash IPA means, it's single malt and single hop. So it's instead of having a combination of hops and malts, it's just one and one, so you can really get the flavors. Now this one is, I have to read it here, dark German Munich malt and 100% Ontario-grown Santiam hops.
Wow.
And which produce for an IPA a very brown, very dark gold, almost very darker color than you expect. Very biscuit, honey, heavy on the honey. When I first started sipping it in the pre-show, Mike and Annie were looking at me and say, "I don't think you like it, Jim." So it is an interesting combination. The hops are kind of softening up my taste buds here, so it's a little bit more drinkable as I work the bottle. But
What kind of hop is it, Jim?
it's the Ontario Santiam.
So it's not one that we'd grow here.
No, it's 100%. It's Ontario grown. So it's a lot of malt flavors, biscuit, honey, toasted grain.
That sounds all right.
Unique hop structure. It's unique, all right. But it does
You
have
still don't seem too interested in it,
You
though.
don't seem convinced.
well, it does have the nice citrus hop smell to it, but that I don't know the malt. I don't know.
Maybe it'll get better if it warms up slightly.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
happens.
that happens. Luckily, I got a backup here for later on. So.
Oh, thank God.
Thank God. Right. All right, let's start off with the first story, which is pretty interesting. It's going to open up in Krista's backyard, almost. The Timber Lounge. Unleash your lumberjack. Halifax premier indoor axe throwing facility.
Can I just say this would only exist in the North End?
There's another one going Bears Lake, but it's not going to have a bar.
That's right. So apparently there's a chain called Bad Axe Throwing, and I am just going to show.
They're out of Toronto.
Toronto.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if they're partnered with, but there is one of these bars in Toronto. Like if you know Evil Pez on Twitter, he's been to the one in Toronto.
So I'm playing a little loop here from their Instagram page here, Bad Axe Throwing.
So do you go drinking first and then throwing axes?
I think you can do both things concurrently, but
Seems like it could be a problem there.
well, I've watched a fair number because they've been doing the media rounds with this the last couple of days. So I've been watching a lot of these axe throwing videos, and in my head, it was more like a hatchet that you were throwing, and I was like, yeah, that's probably ill-advised, but it's probably going to be fine with some supervision. But they're throwing like an axe, like a proper axe.
Yeah.
And I was watching them like kind of like you like pull it back and then you just like let it go, and I'm like, I don't know, this could be a problem, but I love that like a day was spent trying to figure out all the other improbable things that you could put together and call it art. Like that was like a really fun day on the internet if you're in Halifax.
Yeah.
Well, technically, can't you get the same thing from a Ren fair though, where you're gonna have people serving mead and turkey legs, and then you've also got your axe throwing?
I think that would be more a flail than an axe, but
Really?
Potato.
You want to go there?
Potato.
Yeah. But the thing is, we mock the Ren Fair, but we extol the lumberjack toss.
Whoa! Who's extolling this so far? I don't think any of you.
No.
Like I said, this seems like a hipster sort of just wet dream.
Well,
from what I can tell.
There you
the thing
go.
is, like, there are lots of bars popping up in the North End, and we already have one of these combo bars with 7 bays bouldering. It's like a garage that's been turned into a rock wall, and then there's like a cafe bar attached to it. So, like, I'm just surprised like that sort of thing progressed to axe throwing so quickly. I thought there might be like a ping pong bar, or I don't know. Like, there are lots of other places it could have gone before you got to weapons.
Yeah.
Well, you can have a guy come up on his unicycle with his artisanal axe. He can throw.
But what is really exciting is that we'll have this axe throwing bar in the North End, and once you're done doing that, paying like $40, $50 to go and throw some axes around.
What? I'm not doing that.
Well, I assume that's going to be the price. I'm looking at how much Bad Axe is charging per person. But yeah, you think you're in the North End, you throw some axes around, it's a little late, you start walking home, and you're thinking, you know what, I'm kind of hungry. I think I'm going to stop by the waffle place and just have me some waffles afterwards.
This week has been a week of peak North End hipster nonsense.
I'm serious about the unicycle. Or a penny farthing, one or the other.
Well, I've lived here 3 years now, and I've never seen either of those things here, but that doesn't mean it doesn't happen.
Oh no, I've definitely seen the unicycles down along the boardwalk. People getting their groceries and stuff. It happens.
Well, the last time I saw a guy on a unicycle, during my trip to Montreal in the fall, and I was doing the hike in the trail in Mount St. Bruno, and there's this guy going on the unicycle on the trails.
Oh, come on!
And in fact,
was it one of those fat unicycles?
I don't know.
Well, like, I had like the mountain bike tires on it.
Yeah, it had a mountain bike tire on it, and I believe my video on that hiking trail, he's in it for a few seconds, so you can actually see him towards the end there. So I thought that was kind of odd. Anyway, folks, if you're watching live, you can interact, comment with us. If you're on Twitter, you can use the effing hangout hashtag.
I just got that.
Yeah, the effing hangout.
Yeah. I did.
Or you can chat live on the YouTube streaming page. We got the live chat going on, so we can take that. And of course, those of you who are listening on the podcast, you can maybe catch it live. It's good. It's fun. Drink beer. What can go wrong?
Throw an axe.
Yeah, throw an axe.
Throw an axe. Throw an axe.
All right, let's move on to the next topic here, which is a little bit more educational. Archaeologist digs up some artifacts along the New Brunswick-Nova Scotia border. This sounds kind of interesting here. Fort Lawrence was built in 1750 by the British to defend that little strip of the Isthmus of Shinekto. that little spit of land that connects Nova Scotia to New Brunswick, just across from Fort Beauséjour. But anyway, it's been abandoned when the British took the fort on the New Brunswick side. Anyway, the archaeologists seem to have found what used to be the old home of one of the Colonel Joseph Morris, who was in the area around 1762, and may have found a passageway or kind of a corridor that may have been untouched since those times. Which sounds kind of interesting. Because I don't know if you guys remember, last couple of years, that area, Fort Beauséjour, they had, when you go, they have a number of the cannons from the era, but they had a situation where somebody came in and stole like 4 or 5 of the cannons, like the oldest ones, and which was odd because they weighed like a ton each.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think about the fact that we don't? We do have in Nova Scotia a pretty rich history in terms of in terms of military history. The fact that a lot of stuff is in the 1700s, but we don't hear a lot of the archaeological stories. I don't know if it's because of the soil. It's kind of acidic. It kind of destroys wooden structures and such. We don't seem to hear too many of these, what I think, interesting stories, other than the Roman sword from Oak Island that we talked about last week.
Or the ancient beer bottle found in the waters, the murky waters.
It didn't taste like urine.
No.
I mean, some of this is a byproduct of this already being a pretty old place that a lot of stuff has been rebuilt on. Like there was, what was it, the library project? They kept on finding these like bits of pottery and various broken things along the way, and they were kind of collecting as they go along. So I think there's probably still a fair amount of, Victorian and earlier garbage laying around. It's just a matter of finding it. Like one of the comments on the story made me laugh. It's like, refuse of 350 years ago is so much more interesting than today's garbage. They had pottery and cool glass bottles. We have Dorito bags and cigarette butts.
Yeah. Mind you, though, if they found a Dorito bag going back to then, that would be damn interesting.
That would be super interesting.
Or it would have been the old Hostess potato bag chips that was part of the contest.
Yeah.
They're like, oh my god, it's the Hostess ketchup bag that had the missing bingo pieces in the bag.
Or like the Platinum Blonde stickers that were...
Oh yeah, the album stickers.
Yeah.
I kept getting the David Lee Roth solo album EP sticker.
I had like 20 of the Platinum Blonde ones, and I kept them every single time.
See, I only remember the WWF stickers, so...
I remember the Garbage Pail Kids, but yeah.
Garbage Pail Kids.
Garbage Pail Kids.
They were candies, weren't they?
They were everywhere.
There was a movie too, wasn't there a movie?
No, was there?
Yeah.
Yes, a horrible, horrible movie.
Oh my god.
Sorry, I didn't mean to derail our ancient archaeology with Garbage Pail.
Trying to have a civilized conversation about archaeology.
Sorry.
Talking about Garbage Pail Kids.
So the artifacts that are being retrieved, where are they currently being held?
I assume Parks Canada has kind of jurisdiction on this.
Well, maybe. Oh, yeah, I guess Parks Canada. Yeah, because it's at a National Historic Site. Because otherwise, the province might have jurisdiction over it. But I guess it's not entirely clear looking through the story which side of the border it's on.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only clue here is that, the site was going to be tagged for a parking lot for a interpretive site.
Interpretive site?
Hey, that's how they found Richard III. They found him in a parking lot. So.
Yep.
That's true. Oh man, I saw on Netflix Henry VIII. Was it the VIII? The one that had a whole bunch of wives.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, it was like, how can I get rid of my wife here? Chop her head off and denounce the church, create my own religion. Yes. That's it.
I'll take her to that new axe throwing bar. I've got it.
Yeah. That's right, axe throwing.
Yeah.
He's
like the first step in my
of his time frame.
You can just rewatch The Tudors. There's a very sexy retelling of that.
Yeah. And then I just realized afterwards that Henry VIII was the Tudor family and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't watch a lot of the show. I only watched a few episodes of the Tudor, so it didn't quite.
They're taking some artistic liberties with the sexiness of Henry VIII.
Kind of like what was that other show? I'm blanking on it now, but oh well.
I will say though, like these archaeological digs are interesting, but man, they have the ability to spiral out of control very quickly because right now it's like, oh, it's this English fort, and then in 6 months you'll find out that it was an English fort that was used in like a genocide or something like that. And pretty much everything that's related to history here takes on a very dark turn very quickly, and it's like, and that's where they buried all the poor people.
Which, it shouldn't surprise us because...
No, I know. We're a former colony. It's to be expected, but still, it's so grim.
Mm.
But hopefully we can hear a little bit more. And now Krista, in your neck of the woods, or you were when you were in the Wolfville area there, Grand Prairie, they keep digging around there all the time, every couple of years, right? Try to find...
Yeah, and I think they dig something up every now and then. I mean, it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site now, so the standards are going to be different from here on out. But there's still a lot to be found from the original Acadian settlement there, because I mean it was all built in mud, and it was like 400 years ago. So there's all kinds of stuff still like sitting in the mud there, probably perfectly preserved.
It would be.
Andy, you're in Quebec City. Has there been anything going on? Any digging around the old city or around the plains or anything like that? Or
No, not that I've really heard. So
the only thing that I remember in Quebec lately was when they were building the new Turcot interchange. They found what used to be an old tanning village, which they just demolished around Christmas. It happened around Christmas time or right before Christmas. And it was around late 1600s, 1700s. So they wanted to...
Did you say canning or tanning?
Tanning.
Okay.
Man, they ended up just bulldozing it afterwards, after Christmas or something.
Oh, grim.
They gotta build that highway.
Oh,
no time.
God. All
right. Hey, on the live chat here, Kevin McLean tweets here or chats or anybody try to book backcountry Keji sites this year? Sites booked up amazingly quick. Yeah, that's right. Parks Canada. They are starting their camping booking season very early in number of parks.
God, there aren't many of those backcountry sites as there is. I can't. It's terrible that they're already booked up in like January 29th.
And they're doing some construction, I believe, at Keji, where they're replacing the bridges at Ile Weir and I think the other one at Grafton. So you can't go all the way down to Ile Weir, and that means all those campsites are not available, or a few campsites are not available. So I don't know if that has anything to do with the reservation system there, but everybody's doing the yurts and the authentics now.
Come on, man.
Go in style.
Well, as long as they've managed to fend off glamping for a couple more years.
Glamping.
Make fun of it, but totally would do it though. All right, let's do a quick round of what we are drinking tonight because we're at the halfway point here. So again, folks, if you want to contribute, if you're on Twitter, use the FN Hangout hashtag or the YouTube chat, and we'll read off what you're drinking tonight. I'll start off with me. I am drinking the Boxing Rock and Upstreet Ale from PI, Rumble in the Alley Smash IPA, 6.7%. This is a mix of dark German Munich malt and Ontario-grown Santiam hops. It is a very biscuity, malty kind of IPA. Not quite my cup of tea, but
I don't know. I think I'd like it. You're selling me on it with the biscuit business.
Yeah, no, you know, if you like the malty beers, like the extra special bitters or
Yeah, I do.
the ales, you know, you'll probably like this. But
Yeah.
for me, I like more of the bitter stuff. But anyway, still drinking. Mike, what are you drinking? Mike is frozen.
Oh, he's
Chris-
deep in the sauce.
Yeah.
I just thought he was being very quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Krista, what are you drinking?
I'm still drinking the Sir Catherine, but this time I want to read the note that goes along with it.
Yes.
Sister Catherine's class was not the most popular, although this teacher did whip several generations of young students into shape. Our IPA was brewed with 5 hop varieties, and Sister Catherine would be proud. Its bitterness will bring you to your knees.
That's so wrong, but so right.
No, I really enjoy it. I could read it in French if we do a third round.
Yeah. Dan, what are you drinking?
Well, I just finished that Sunken Ledge Porter. So it looks like you're sort of and you're Boxing Rock, and I'm on this one too. So I hope they correct that for the next special drink.
Well, it's like, yeah, no, go ahead.
So I'm moving on to the same beer that I had last week, which is the Witch Brews Hobgoblin Gold, which, again, I really like all the Witchwood Brewery various beers in that. So,
Where's
cheers.
that from?
England.
Oh.
Let's see. It's has so many different languages on here.
So where did you get that from, Dan?
From the NSLC.
Oh,
I got this one specifically at the one over in the Cole Harbor area, the Forest Hills. That's where I found that one.
Yeah, like this was that when they had around Christmas time when they had all their different beers. So
yeah,
you may be able to find it in a few other locations in the clearance bin.
I don't know. I've got an awful lot of beer to drink before I buy more.
And there's your delicious hue. There you go.
All right, Andy, what are you drinking? What are you drinking tonight, Andy?
Yeah, I'm switching over now. I've got La Barberie. It's Ruth Baltz au Fruit, which is a strong beer on lees with fruit. So yes, fairly strong, 7.5. So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Excellent. And Mike, you're back on. What are you drinking tonight?
I'm just finishing off this Wexford Wheat from Yellow Belly Brewery here in St. John's.
All right, excellent.
And I think I'm going to have cranberry cider next.
Nice.
Ooh, nice.
All right, on the YouTube chat here, Kevin says he's drinking the 12 Years of Zion from Unfiltered. Best beer in the moment, best beer in the world at the moment. And where's my Unfiltered growler? I did go to Unfiltered last week to get Hypergalactic.
Oh yeah.
Something like something like that.
Yeah.
How was
I had that before Christmas. It was a rough night.
Yeah, it was a rough morning for me too. After it's like, hey, there's nothing left in my growler. Whoops. And the Smoking Ape says here he is drinking the George Dickel White Corn Whiskey. Doing it proper.
Sounds nice.
Yes. All right. Well, thanks for the chat's input. Nice to know people are enjoying their Friday night. Let's move on with our next topic here, which is the what is going on with this. There's a new TV movie about Michael Jackson being planned. We got Stockard Channing will be playing Elizabeth Taylor. Brian Cox will be Marlon Brando. And playing Michael Jackson, Joseph Fiennes. Yes.
I don't know. I don't even know where to begin with this.
Okay, well, begin with it's a comedy in a made-for-TV movie in Britain. Okay,
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I think it's just I don't know. People are making too much of it. It's just this silly little movie on TV in Britain, and people are like grabbing this, saying, "Hey, look at this Oscars controversy. Oh, hey, look at this other thing we can add to this." You know, like.
Like, I haven't read a lot of it too closely, so admittedly I do not come from a position of knowledge on this, but like if it was one of these things that sounded like it was going to be like kind of surrealist, then maybe I could get there with it. But it is an interesting choice. I mean, I'm sure Joseph Fiennes is he's a fine actor. I saw him in Shakespeare in Love. He may have had another job since then. I don't know.
Maybe.
But
Yeah.
but I don't know that this is an indicator his career is going particularly well.
This is an indicator that the people that are producing this are craving news.
Yes.
Because there's
There you
no
go.
better way to actually get headlines and have your project put, forward to the people than to have a
But-
white guy
that's true,
playing
yeah.
a black guy.
But you know what? This could be Joseph's 24. This could be the same thing that, could be his Kiefer moment, going to TV. Could do a whole string of these movies as Michael.
I don't know. There's only been one actor that's recently been able to pull off such a thing, and that would be Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder.
Yeah.
And that was a comedy.
Yeah, but that was a very finely drawn piece of satire. I don't get the impression this is the same thing.
So yeah, this really does scream the fact that the producers are actually just trying to stir up some controversy in order to actually get people to watch their project.
Well, mission
I
accomplished.
can't. Yeah, I don't know. I still don't plan on watching it, but yeah, they easily could have picked somebody else. They specifically went with him for the controversy.
Kate Blanchett played Bob Dylan in the movie, so I guess.
But that was a movie where Bob Dylan was played by 5 different people.
Yeah. And they weren't going for comedy; they were going for artistic storytelling.
Yes.
And they already come out. This is a comedy.
Yeah, I don't know, but
Can't
I'm into Stockard Channing as Elizabeth Taylor. That makes perfect sense.
Mhm.
I love that.
And I can see Brian Cox being Marlon Brando, so that works for me as well.
Wait, am I thinking of the right person? Just a sec, I have to Google him.
He's one of those guys. He shows up everywhere. He plays sort of like.
Okay, so when I Google Brian Cox, the first thing that comes up is the British physicist, with the hot guy with the Oasis hair that does everything.
What wasn't he the?
Oh no, Brian Cox is not who I thought it was. Okay.
Yeah.
But I can get there for him being around right now.
He's a big character. I don't even want to say character actor because, what's the definition of a character actor in that sense?
Generally, a character actor is an ugly person who does interesting roles.
Oh, you mean what's his name? Ron Howard's brother there, Clint Howard.
Oh yeah, Clint Howard.
Yeah, Clint Howard would be a character actor.
Yeah.
I would normally find a more diplomatic way to say that, but I'm most of the way through this, and it's 7%. So
It has to be ugly. Ugly being the prime one.
well, if you're hot, you don't need to be a character actor. That's just science.
Mm.
That's just casting couch speaking.
But so anyway, we will be awaiting this movie on Netflix once it.
No.
Yes, we will.
Yeah,
watch
you know what? I'll watch the first 10 minutes of it because I want to see what Joseph Fiennes does with Michael Jackson.
Yeah. Be interesting.
Nope. I'll be too busy watching Jessica Jones season 2.
Yeah, I have to watch that, I guess.
Oh, you haven't watched that yet?
No, I've got other stuff to watch. I'm watching Call the Midwife right now.
I'm actually watching The Good Wife right now.
Oh, pass. There's too much of it now. It's been on for 14 years.
I've been watching some Ip Man martial arts movies the
Mm.
last little while, so watching that. Oh, hey, people who are watching, you want to comment what you are watching on Netflix lately? Do the effing hangout on Twitter or use the YouTube chat here. We'll.
And then if you want to lay some more shame on me for not yet watching Jessica Jones,
No, it's
hashtag FN Hangout.
Or you know what? You can wait. Once March rolls around, we can talk about House of Cards and Daredevil and.
Well, I'm not going to watch any of those. Daredevil, pass.
House of Cards.
House of Cards. I'm done with House of Cards. The last season was so stupid that I'm done.
Okay.
If you're looking for a lighthearted comedy, right now Show Me's got their free trial. There's a good show on there called Catastrophe or Catastrophe.
Catastrophe, yeah.
Yeah,
I love Catastrophe. Yeah, I watched that when it was on in the UK earlier in the fall.
Okay.
That is a fun show.
Yeah.
Catastrophe. Okay.
Rob Delaney, internet famous Rob Delaney.
Oh, he's in that one. Okay.
Yeah, he co-writes it with Sharon Horgan.
All right, look out for that one. Okay, let's move on to the next topic here, which is, I did not know that this organization was quite prevalent, but there are people here that still believe the Earth is flat.
Yes, and they have Twitter accounts.
They have Twitter accounts. They get into Twitter beefs with people with money. Any intelligent person would know that the Earth is flat, and Antarctica is really just a wall of ice that surrounds our flat plain, and we're just moving upwards.
Well, someone told me last week that one of the corners of the flat Earth, in theory, is somewhere in Newfoundland. So, Mike can weigh in on that, being our Newfoundland expert.
I'm pretty sure that it's round.
I agree. But it's been great watching Neil deGrasse Tyson spend most of the week going on the internet with increasing levels of incredulity, going, basically, are you effing kidding me? Gravity!
So the flat Earth truthers, is there a Venn diagram that shows them and like male right activists overlapping? Because
I don't know. One of them
seems to be pretty heavy.
Well, there's this rapper fellow who I admittedly am not that familiar with.
No, me neither. B.O.B. Bob, was it?
Yeah.
Bob
Well, I don't know if it's B.O.B. or Bob. Bob sounds stupid, but B.O.B. also sounds stupid. So it's a real stupid off there.
Or is it actually like B to the O to the B?
Oh God, I hope not.
Oh, probably is.
He really went next level with this flat Earth stuff, and then he kept on doubling down, and then there was a diss track, and then, Neil deGrasse Tyson got into it, and his nephew is a rapper, and then he did a diss track, and then it's going to a weird place, and Neil deGrasse Tyson has other science to be working on. He has to.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I like how they explained gravity. There is no gravity. The Earth is just going up.
Yeah.
We're stuck to it.
We're like,
that would explain why I'm getting shorter all the time.
It's science, guys. Science.
Yeah.
Roger on the chat here says that one of the corners is Fogo Island in Newfoundland.
Oh, there it is, Fogo Island. Thank you. Yeah, so there you go. Mike, we'll send you out there to broadcast from there.
That's north of Central here.
There was a great comedy radio show from CBC in the 90s called The Great Eastern, and a huge fan of the show. But anyway, one of the episodes was to go on this remote repeater tower. I think it was Fogo Island, but called it like Bird Crap Island or something like that. I forget what it was. I forget, they had a fancier name anyway. But anyway, it was a great show to listen to. So back at the day, back when CBC had money for programming, so instead of playing podcasts from the States on the weekend. Smoking Ape on the chat says here they claim it's disc shape and that the United Nations symbol is the top of the flat disc. Hashtag crazy people.
Hashtag flat Earth truth.
Oh boy.
I just want to have a blanket mute on every hashtag that has the word truth in it.
Yeah.
Because you know that's going to be a steaming pile of hot nonsense, whatever follows.
Unless it was truthiness.
Still nonsense. Though I celebrate the concept.
Flat Earth.
Did anyone actually see the actual rap battle that happened between Neil deGrasse?
No, I took a
No.
pass on that. No, they were just trading like SoundCloud files back and forth at each other.
Mm.
You can go find it. It's all there.
The one thing that's been clogging up my feed is the show called Lip Sync Battle.
Oh, yeah.
Oh God, yes.
That was that was a fun concept. Like the first time they did it on
Was it Fallon? that
on
used to
Fallon,
do it?
Yeah.
and now it's like okay, like every week it's like some lip sync battle thing that's like everybody's viral video posting for 2 days. Like,
This is
it's
one of the
still, it's
moments.
still just lip syncing.
This is one of the moments where I'm glad that I cut the cord and I don't have cable and I don't have the channel. So,
Mhm.
but yet now I see Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum.
Yeah, Magic Mike guy. Dressing like Beyonce for 3 days on my Facebook feed doing this lip
Yeah.
thing, which I don't care about. Right?
That one made me very uncomfortable because he was definitely. I mean, he wasn't in blackface, but he was definitely in like tan face for that, and it was very uncomfortable.
Very uncomfortable.
Yes. Agreed.
Mike's having some difficulties jumping in, jumping out, and now there's two of you.
There's
Yeah,
two
it's okay.
mics.
I have one moving mic and one frozen mic.
But which one's the real mic?
I don't know.
Mike is testing out the parallel universe theory.
Yeah.
That every decision we
I'm
make.
in the corner.
He walked off the end of the flat Earth, and this is what happened.
He went to Fogo Island and fell into the abyss.
Oh, no.
Mike's house is really next to Fogo Island, and it was just a little shift in the
That's it.
in the flat. The other flat mic just went away. All right, Dan, we got a couple of stories here that you were digging up here. That and the one that disturbed us the most in the pre-show. And
Yeah.
let me try to bring it up here. Maybe you can give us a little preamble here.
Okay, so people are mounting 3D models of their unborn babies on their wall.
Oh my God. What?
So, as we know, let's go through the history of what people would do with theirs. So the first stage was people would get the picture of their ultrasound, the nice little tiny 4x3 picture that they actually get from the tech there, and then they just had to go with like the 3D rendered sort of baby picture inside this tummy, which is kind of freaky looking. And now we've gone to the nth degree where now we're actually 3D printing babies, and then you put them in the picture frame. Now, the article itself, they say this service is actually good for the visually impaired parents because, you take an ultrasound picture, they don't really get a sense of what their child looks like.
Okay,
So
I get that.
that gives them the opportunity. But is this something you want to mount on the wall? And honestly, it's going to be abused. Every hipster parent out there is going to have the latest and greatest sort of 3D printed.
I cannot think of anything creepier than a little 3D printing of your your I don't know when you do ultrasounds, your 5-month fetus.
Yeah.
This is like the size of your hand, right? Like maybe a little bigger. I don't know, babies.
I don't know either.
Like,
They're in the tummy, yeah.
you've got this creepy little fetus that's what? Shut it down. What is that? What is that? That's crazy.
That's what you should be putting up on the wall.
That's nightmare fuel.
I should.
This is like it's like out of a horror movie, like with the pregnant woman and the baby's coming out of her stomach. You see it's face pressed against the stomach.
Yes. That's exactly it.
Oh my
Almost like
God, that's horrifying.
Yeah, so imagine walking to someone's house and
No.
looking back at you.
And you're sipping their tea, and it's like, when can I leave here as fast as possible without being very...
If I see one of these on Facebook, I'm throwing my computer into the ocean.
So you have that on your wall.
Join us.
They go to kindergarten and they get
Join us. We all live here.
I don't even want to look at those pictures anymore because I'm gonna see them in my dreams.
It's shocking.
Yeah. So
Well,
yeah, so that's
Dan, keep your phone on because I'm going to call you in the middle of the night when I wake up and see
Yeah.
that.
so yeah, that was probably the creepiest thing I've seen in a while.
Yeah, mission accomplished there.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh.
Again, if it's used like for a legitimate purpose for people, the visually impaired to be able to see it, fine. Yes.
Yeah,
but
no,
you
that's
know damn
that's
well.
what they're doing. They're just saying that to justify charging like yuppies or whatever yuppies are now, like $500 for a plastic model of their like weird little fetus with his like face all like
Yeah.
Chucky.
We were joking earlier that if you remember those old like those dolls made of like pantyhose, where it's like an old woman. The face it looks like those.
Yeah, I don't want that on my wall.
No, don't want that.
No.
Oh.
So, yeah, it's just creepy.
Very, very creepy. Oh boy. All right, so let's start to wrap things up here, because we try to keep things around an hour nowadays with the hangout. We're going to do a quick round of plus ones, stuff that you've seen or heard or listened to that you want to recommend to people and to check out. So I will start. I've been listening to a lot of Spotify this week. And there was this band that I've been listening to, and I've been listening a little bit more, and I really dig it. The band is called Dorothy, and they are...
I've heard somebody else recommend them.
Yes.
Dorothy?
Yeah, Dorothy.
Yeah,
They have an EP out, plus a few other songs, so basically 8 songs. And search for this album cover right there. And it is a southern rock, distorted swamp with a little bit of country in there, and very strong female vocals. Think back Alana Miles in terms of that really deep, sultry stuff, but a little bit more updated with some distortion, and of course the lyrics a lot better than Black Velvet. Really, really digging their songs. So if you like a little bit more up-tempo, like rock, a little bit dirty rock, Dorothy, get that. Listen to that on Spotify or buy the album like I did yesterday. So I've been listening to it a lot, so it's really, really good. Really recommend it. Mike, do you have a plus one you want to tell people?
I didn't really prepare for a plus one for tonight.
Not a problem there. Krista, you got anything you've been listening, watching, reading you want to recommend?
I do. I did a little binge watching. I was sick. I've been off and on sick for the last couple of weeks. There's a show. It's on TBS in the States. It's called Anti-Tribeca. And it stars Rashida Jones and a whole cast of interesting characters, but it's modeled in the style of Police Squad and Naked Gun.
Oh.
So
okay, yeah.
If you like that kind of ridiculous humor, and it is set in a police precinct. Anti-Tribeca. It started with its first 10-episode season was a 25-hour marathon on TBS, and its second and then it was immediately renewed. So they basically shot the first 2 seasons back to back, and the second season starts like this week, I think. But yeah, it's a fun time, and the episodes are really fast, so you kind of burn through them pretty quickly. But yeah, it's Anti-Tribeca.
All right, excellent. Dan, anything you want to recommend?
Yeah, I was watching on Netflix, my go-to sort of TV watching there, and I came across Stuart Lee's, I don't know if I'm showing up there, but Stuart Lee's comedy vehicle, and it's just a short little 6-parter of him doing some stand-up in that, and it's really good. It's dry British humor at its best, and he really satirically pokes fun at everything, and it's absolutely phenomenal. I really, really enjoyed it, and I can't say enough about it. So if you get the time, watch Stuart Lee's comedy vehicle. 6 episodes.
All right, excellent. And Andy, what do you got?
Yeah, I guess mine would be get your fill of songs of this, because it ends on Sunday. It is swallowed up by Google forever. So if you like songs, get your fill, get all your songs in your head, get all your moods done,
I love
and
Sansa.
it's gone. Bye. I'm sad.
Bye-bye.
I hope
Bye,
there's a playlist for
Sansa.
that. I'm so sad. They should have that. I'm sad songs is going playlist, and then we can all
Yeah.
listen to it this weekend.
I'm really missing
Yeah.
an opportunity.
Oh, well, I tell you, I went through the same thing a month or two ago when radio or RDIO shut down, and gave you a chance to download download your stuff so that you can import it into Spotify. But then they gave you a page of your life on radio, like when the account were created, how many songs you'd listened to, how long you've been like friending or listening or recommending, and it's like, oh, I feel sad. But Spotify is a little better, but it is a rough time for these streaming services there. What was the other one there? Like Songs Up, isn't there another one that got bought out and is going to shut down too? Not Rhapsody, but
iTunes Radio is gone, isn't it? Didn't I read something about that today?
yes, that's going to disappear.
iTunes Radio? Oh, because Apple Music? Is that why?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, Kevin here on the chat says the Deezer.
Oh, Deezer, really?
Seems like a social music platform. Is that one marked for deletion too? Because these guys bought Stitcher, the podcast platform. So and somebody bought Deezer or something. Maybe they haven't been bought out yet, but I mean there's quite a few. You think about it. A couple of years ago, there was quite a few of these streaming app services, and now they're like starting to fall.
Yeah, they're starting to consolidate is what's happening.
Yeah.
Under the same old players. I don't know. What do you guys think? What's going to happen to Tidal? Is Tidal gonna make it?
Nobody's talking about Tidal.
Well, Rihanna just released her new album for free on Tidal.
Not enough.
Oh, considering that you have to pay $20 a month, you essentially go for paying.
Well, did you hear that stink about what they were doing? Is that they were people that canceled their accounts. They reactivated them without their knowledge and started charging them.
Oh, Jay-Z, what are you doing, man?
Yeah.
That's not cool.
They said it was by accident.
It was on accident, we swear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We swear that when you delete your account, it's not really deleted, so that we can just turn it back on. And
I believe that's called the Ashley Madison effect, isn't it?
Yes. Wah wah.
Wah, wah.
I was just looking at that Angie Tribeca on the IMDb,
This?
and they were saying that it's actually created by Nancy and Steve Carell.
Oh, yes, it was. So Steve Carell, of course, who you know from The Office, and his wife Nancy, who was with him on The Daily Show, and then also had a small role on The Office, and also has her own kind of comedy career from Second City and the Chicago comedy scene. You can definitely see like that Chicago imprint on the show.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed it, and but I also enjoy that kind of like Police Squad, Naked Gun humor. So
Yeah.
yes,
it went like right to my wheelhouse when I saw it. It was like, yeah.
well, I'm definitely gonna have to try to get that show.
I don't know how you find it, but it can be found.
I'll use the Google.
Yeah.
I don't
You
I don't
can
know
find
I don't know how to find
bits of
anything
it out
on the
there within the torrents of the world.
I don't know. I don't even know what that is.
Oh, okay.
Hola, everybody.
All right, so with that, we're going to wrap things up for tonight. We're getting close to the 1 hour break, so I'd like to thank the panel. Thanks, Randy, for jumping in tonight as the guest panelist for this month. I'm glad to have you on board.
Yep, thanks for having me.
And thanks to the chatters on the YouTube chat. Thanks for your input there. So that was nice to get some feedback there. And for those of you who haven't used the effing Hangout hashtag on Twitter tonight, maybe next week.
Can't believe I just figured that out.
That's okay. I made it up, and then Dan said, that's effing Hangout.
Yeah. So I'm mostly just disappointed in me.
Me, I'm disappointed for both of us. All right, anyway, thank you, panel. The podcast will be out on the weekend, and we'll do this every Friday. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, everybody, for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. And Krista, what do we say?
Good meeting!
Good meeting.
Good meeting.
Arr!